Hi, this is Partha from Channel Buzz, and we're in conversation with Paul Johnson, who's one of the product managers at Pluto Games, which is part of the LS2 Pluto group here in Dubai. Thank you for speaking to us, Paul.
You're welcome.
Paul, if you could just take us through who are Pluto and what is your role in the company?
Basically, Pluto is a distributor of third-party software, and obviously we look after Microsoft in the region in terms of the Xbox console and their accessories, third-party publishers that we represent. I'll try and do this in order. 505 Games, Bethesda, Capcom, then it's Disney, Tecmo Kui, Konami, and NCSoft. Those are the 7 third-party publishers that we distribute for in the region.
That's great. As product manager, what are your responsibilities in this?
Well, basically what our major task, or our main task, is to ensure that all new releases reach the region on time, and that the markets are serviced satisfactory. As you well know, we continually fight against grey imports in this region, but we are happy to see that the NMC seems to be clamping down a lot on companies who don't have the distribution rights for certain or for all publishers in the region, which is a very exciting thing for us to see happening in the region. And basically just to make sure that the product is marketed correctly, it's put into the correct channels, and just generally that gamers can get their hands on the game day one.
So which of these brands are your responsibility here?
I look after Konami and NCSoft. Those are the 2 publishers.
And which is the other one?
NCSoft.
NCSoft, alright, okay.
Guild Wars 2, the new game coming out now called Wildstar. So that's NCSoft.
That's good, that's good. As far as Pluto is concerned, how long have they been in the region, and what would you say are their strengths?
Well, Pluto's been here since early 2000, and I think one of the major strengths is the passion of the people in the business. We're all very passionate about gaming, right down from the guy who brings us tea and coffee in the mornings all the way up to our CEO. We're all very passionate. We love gaming, we love the industry, and it's a challenge. It's always a challenge, which we enjoy. And I think that's probably one of the single most important things that sets us apart from most other people in the business.
In terms of a reach to the market, how are the various ways that you get your products out into the market? So, I mean, if you could segregate your reach, it would be, in distributors. I mean, since you're a distributor yourself, the retailers, resellers, what kind of a reach do you have, and what are the regions you service?
Well, basically, we service the entire Middle East region. So it's the UAE, it's Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, Egypt, Levant, it's Lebanon, Jordan. And obviously our product will reach into other markets across the Middle East that we don't have dedicated service channels to, where we use third-party distribution to ensure that our product reaches those markets.
Okay. In terms of marketing, clearly each market is different. So when you present a plan for any new release that's coming up, what's the difference? I mean, what's the different approach that you take from the existing distributors, or is it each game, or is it every distribute every?
I suppose it's a combination of the two. I mean, obviously each game you've got to choose you have to choose your audience first, obviously, and some of the markets are niche markets, or some of the titles are niche titles. So you've got to be very selective where you stock it. For example, you're not going to put a really hardcore title into a mainstream like Car 4. You'd be more dedicated with the likes of GK and Virgin. And obviously it's pricing as well. You've got to look at the price of the product. So, you know, obviously we've been doing this for quite some time, and we've got a specific process that we use. We get all the information about the title, we plug in all the details, and basically it tells us where the product should go. I mean, it's not science, but it's close enough.
All right. In terms of challenges you face, what are some of the challenges that you face when you distribute the latest title, or now it's just there you've already overcome all of the challenges or most of the challenges, and now it's just purely logistical?
Well, I mean, apart from all your trucks breaking down and not getting the product to market, which thankfully has never happened, it's just basically, I think it's just a question of it's your timeline, basically. You know, months in advance, we have a timeline set in place from the release date, and we work backwards to when we need to collect the stock from our publishers, how many days it takes to get it through the customs process, into our warehouse, to punch the orders, and for the guys to pick them. So it's, everything's calculated out. So in general, we really don't face any issues in getting our product to market. Well, not since I've been at the company, which is over 4 years now. So no, I don't think we really face any obstacles. I think maybe one of the things that could happen is that for some other reason the retailer doesn't put the product out on the shelf on day one. then we'll have something to say about that. But like I said, thankfully that's never happened either. So.
Because your relationships with retailers are very strong in the region.
Yeah, we do. We've got very good relationships with the major players, the likes of Virgin, GK, Emax, Carrefour, and we enjoy a good, sound, solid relationship with these retailers. And I mean, it's always a challenge getting space in the stores as well, especially during the busy periods. So I suppose you could call that another challenge, is in having adequate space for your product on shelf. And obviously marketing the products and posters that you want to put up in that, especially in the busy times of the year, like now, where you've got all the major titles releasing pretty much in space of 2 months. It's quite tough getting the best spot in the store to brand your product. I suppose that's probably one of the other challenges that we do face. But then, like I say, we generally work months in advance to secure these spaces. So that shouldn't be an issue.
In terms of regions now, are there any regions that you're targeting to improve your foothold, and what are the steps that you're taking towards that?
Well, I mean, obviously Saudi, I'm talking purely in respect to one of our biggest titles, which is Pro Evolution Soccer. Saudi is definitely our biggest market. So obviously we're always looking at ways of improving our service levels to the region, and our cooperation with all the retailers in the Saudi market to ensure that they get the product and that they've got adequate stocks. And generally, just to improve the relationship level between us and the Saudi market. I mean, we're based in Dubai, so we look after the Dubai market extremely well. Qatar is another region where we're focusing on quite heavily at the moment. We all know that there's a lot of development going on in the region in Qatar, so we obviously want to be part of it. But in general, we've got representation across all the Middle East countries in the forms of representatives and country managers. So I think it's a continuous effort from all of us from the head office side here in Dubai to ensure that all markets are looked after satisfactorily.
That's good. Coming to your role now, you say you manage NCSoft and Konami. Anything exciting coming up in the next couple of months? You mentioned Pro Evolution Soccer, which is one of the biggest Konami brands.
Yes.
And, well, I'm looking forward to that. What else? What else is new?
Well, I mean, obviously, E3 is just finished, and a lot of new announcements were made among PS4 and Xbox One. There's some new titles coming out. I think, obviously, for me personally, the biggest title for me is Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain. think from what we've seen at E3, I honestly believe it's going to be the game of the year next year when it launches. But closer to home right now, and closer in terms of time, is definitely Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. I'm not sure if you are aware, but we made an announcement now that Ralph Khalif is the commentator for Pro Evolution Soccer this year.
Oh, that's good.
In the region, yes. And we're very excited about this. We've been campaigning for the time that I've been with Pluto to get Arabic commentary or to have fully localized Arabic content in the game, and it's finally borne fruit for us, and we are very excited about this. So, as I said, Ralph Khalif is the commentator for Pro Evolution Soccer 2014. And yeah, we're really excited. Obviously, we're gearing up now. It's that time of the year as well. Behind the scenes, it's quite mad and hectic in the office. You know, finalising all the last-minute details and what have you. So we're looking at a release in September. Nothing has been firmed up yet in terms of release date from Konami. But we know that FIFA is launching on the 27th, and we normally release a week prior to FIFA, but once we have the final dates, obviously press release will be sent out confirming that. And yes, it's a very exciting time of the year for us, and a very exciting moment in the history of Pro Evolution Soccer in the Middle East, because it's what the fans have been asking for, and finally we've been able to deliver. So let's hope that we have a great response.
That's good to hear. Any final parting messages you want to share with our viewers?
Just get out there and buy the games. It's what we rely on. We rely on you, the consumer, to keep buying the games and enjoy the games. That's what it's all about. That's what gaming's about. It's enjoyment.
All right. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're more than welcome.